busted down in Lufkin.
Make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I am your host, IDK Revy. Welcome to my channel, I Don't Know Reviews. Today we are going to be talking about the movie Ma, the Olivia Spencer horror film that was supposed to scare the pants off of us, but instead, it cracked me up. That was a bad delivery. Ugh. But instead was a knee slapper. There you go. So in this movie, we follow a young girl by the name of Maggie, who has just moved to a new town because her mom got a new job. So Maggie hooks up with some outcast kids, and these kids are doing what most kids do now in 2019. What? Playing Fortnite? Hanging out on social media? No, the kids do like we used to do back in the day. They all get into a creepy van with a bunch of strangers, and they go to the store and they wait for adults to go buy them alcohol. And guess what? The adults, they buy them alcohol. Oh man, it feels so much like 2019 and not like a 1990s movie. But anyway, Maggie and her friends, her new friends, they are out there and they're waiting for somebody to go buy them some alcohol. So that's when they run into Sue-Ann, who is played by Olivia Spencer. So Olivia Spencer is reluctant at first to go buy these kids any alcohol because, you know, most grown adults don't go out and buy kids alcohol because it's illegal. So she was like, you know, it's illegal. I'm not going to do that. So the movie is self-aware of what it's doing. So it knows how stupid this idea is, but for the sake of entertainment and to get butts in the seats, we're going to just stretch the plot just so that it will make sense. So she goes in there and she buys these kids alcohol, and the kids start drinking alcohol like most teenagers do in the middle of the day and not in school. And mind you, a van with no windows because that's what kids do these days. And oh, don't forget, there was a black guy in this movie, and he did not die first. He didn't die at all. Anyway, back to the story. The kids are drinking alcohol, and so Ma, or Sue-Ann, is like, why don't your kids just, you know, hippity hop all over to my house and come down into my basement, and when you're in my basement in my house, you guys just party. And the kids are like, you know what, we don't even know this lady. We don't, why should we do this? And then, you know, like I said, we're stretching this plot out, and the kids are like, well, she might not be that bad of a person. So these kids go to this random stranger's house, and they go into her basement, and then they're just partying with her because, you know, who doesn't like partying with strangers, right? So they're partying with her, and then, you know, a big red flag comes out of nowhere because she pulls out a gun and makes this dude strip butt naked. Yes, she's like, you're going to get naked. You are going to get naked right now. Take your drawers off right now, boy. And he is just like, oh no, I can't. And he takes all his clothes off. And so he takes his clothes off. He is butt naked at her house. And that should be the red flag where it's like, we don't ever need to go to this lady's house ever again. But they keep going because free alcohol. So they go back to her house and they're partying with her. And then it turns out that she's a sociopath because she gets all their Snapchats. And for whatever reason, they don't block her. And she's just stalking them. And then, you know, stuff happens. And then these constant flashbacks to when Sue-Ann was a kid and how these people used to bully her. So the main squeeze in the movie that Maggie likes is the son of the man that Sue-Ann liked. Yes, very confusing. And so because she gave this man dome in high school in front of the whole student population, which was very funny when it happened, you'll know when you see the movie, she was mad. And so because she couldn't have him, she wanted the son. Very, 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 very strange. So, long story short, Sue-Ann gets her revenge. She kills this guy. She kills the woman who made fun of her in high school, Mercedes, played by this lady. And then she traps all the kids in the basement. And then Juliette Lewis, who is the mother of Maggie, she comes to her senses and like, you know, I need to go save my daughter. So they're all in Sue-Ann's basement. She's like about to hang them. She sews the chick's mouth shut because she was talking so much smack, or the gift of gab is what she said in the movie. Then the black dude, for whatever reason, she's like, you know that there only can be one of us. And so she paints his face white, and we never go back to it. She just paints his face white. Yes. So she paints his face white, and then, long story short, again, the kids get rescued, Sue-Ann dies, the movie's over with. Movie's terrible though. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't believe that Octavia Spence would associate her name with this movie, have her face plastered all over the posters for this, because this movie is terrible. But she was great. But this movie, on the whole, is horrible. And it should be on Netflix or any streaming site. I would suggest you wait until it comes out there. I know it's been weeks now since the movie's come out, but I recommend you stay as far away from this movie as humanly possible until October, when a lot of bad, crappy horror movies come out, because that's what this is. A very crappy horror movie in 2019. But hey, free alcohol.